I'd like to open the Wednesday, January 6th Ascension Parish Council. Bring it to order, please. Before we get started, I would like to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and everyone who is watching this telecast, Happy New Year to the parish. Tonight, our invocation will be led by one of our team members, Miss Debbie Uso.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Dear Father in heaven, we thank you for gathering us here today with the beginning of a new year, for guidance and strength to keep us moving forward under your watchful eyes with patience and peace, and also with special blessings and prayers for Mr. Roland Loop. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Our invocation night will be led by Mrs. Glenda Shaheen, the chairman of the board for the Ascension Chamber of Commerce, 2010.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Chamber Board of Directors and the 500-plus members, we want to wish everyone a Happy New Year and to thank the Council for allowing us this opportunity. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Glenda. Roll call, Ms. Suzanne. Have Councilman Benny Johnson at work, Councilman Chris Lohr, Councilman Randy Kluart are en route. They're tied up in traffic. I have one chair addition. I will need a vote to add the West Bank tax renewal to the agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Second.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman, I didn't see who it was, Kent Shakespeare. Any objections? Motion carries. We will let's put this on 7B, please.
You need a roll call, Chairman?
I do need a roll call.
Councilman Cullen,
Yes.
Councilman Joseph,
Yes.
Councilman Vincent Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert,
Yes.
Councilman Ken Shakespeare,
Yes.
Councilman Thompson,
Yes.
Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Councilman, instead of 7B, let's put this in our general business, 11B, please. 11B. Okay, thank you. Public comment period. Anyone wish to speak on the agenda item tonight, please come forward, sign in with Ms. Suzanne. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. I have no presentations. Next, we'll move to our parish president's report. Before we get to that, I have a speaker. Say I do, I don't see him. President Martinez?
I don't have anything that you have to take any action on, but certainly, again, I want to commend our DPW and drainage forces. We had approximately 15.4 inches of rain last month, and that was at the OEP gauges in Gonzales, and I know we had more in some of the outlying areas, and just want to commend them. I don't think we had one house that actually flooded, so job well done to them. Also, be careful this week, Thursday night, Thursday during the day and Thursday night, we're going to have some sub-freezing weather for quite a while, so if you get your pipes wrapped up and take care of your business, and hopefully we don't have any snow or ice or rain on the roads. Also like to announce that we have another addition to the family here. Miss Lindsay Manda had her baby, a bubbling baby boy, and his name's Trip, so I want to congratulate her. And also, Kenny Matassa has a new grandbaby, and that's having some problems. I certainly want to ask you to keep his grandchild in your prayers tonight. And have an announcement out that this week we're going to be, no cost to you, H1N1 flu shots will be available Saturday, January 9th, 2010. 10. I got this wrong on the flyer. From 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. It's open to anyone, and it'll be at the Ascension Parish Health Unit Complex in Gonzales and the Ascension Parish Health Unit here in Donaldsonville and Catawba Street. So I'm going to ask Kenny to maybe come and give us a little briefing on that and how this is going to happen and transpire. Kenny?
Good evening. As you know, the H1N1 virus, it got bad, and now it's looked like stabilized, but they really believe they're going to have another wave of virus, and anybody can get a flu shot now. The reason we didn't do the whole parish before was, first of all, they were short of vaccine, and then I think that's why they put restrictions on it in the beginning. But everyone should take it, because if you take a regular flu shot, you can take this one. It's made the same way. It's not a live virus. Over in Gonzales, we do give shots every day except Wednesdays. I say every day, Monday through Friday, except Wednesdays, from 7 to 9, and on Fridays, 7 to 10:30. Over in Donaldsonville, they give them on Tuesdays from 1 to 2, and Fridays, 8 to 10:30. The Donaldsonville Health Unit is run by the state, and with tax dollars, we run the east side one. We do support the Donaldsonville Health Unit, but it is the state health unit. Anybody can come get both shots if they didn't get the first one. We now have, first of all, they ran out of the regular flu vaccine, and then they ran out of H1N1, but we got everything we need now and all the support to do it. So if y'all know of anybody that is homebound, you can call in, and we do have nurses that we send to houses to give shots. So anything we can do to help, just let us know. And all of this is at no cost. I'm sorry. Councilman Joseph?
Yes. You said nurses in-house service. That's also on the west side of the river, too? Nurses come out?
Well, we would do it. We would contact Donaldsonville. If they couldn't handle it, which they most probably couldn't, we would handle it.
Okay, so, I mean, that's one.
Yeah.
My other thing was, and I understood what you say about the state run on the flu shots on this side of the river, on the west side of the river. Can we do anything to increase those days or times?
Well, I don't run that one because, like I said, that is your state health unit. In 2000, we had two of them, one in the east and one on the west that they ran, and we supported them. They took and closed down the East Bank one and opened up stayed with the Donaldsonville side, but they're down to one nurse over there at this time. I don't know what the plans are in the future for Donaldsonville's health unit.
So, I do have constituents on the west side ask me about flu shots. I think I called you a couple of times when the time was and everything. Is there anything that the public can do to increase these hours? Who they can call? From the State Department, who they can call? Or can we do a resolution or something to increase those hours?
That health unit is, we're under District 2, which is Baton Rouge, and I can contact Miss Melissa Gilroy and tell her to come to your meeting.
I appreciate that.
Okay, anything else?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Any questions for President Martinez? Okay, sir. Okay. Next, we'll move to item 7, our consent agenda. I'll need a motion to adopt.
moved, Chairman.
Moved by Councilman George Valentine. Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. We'll move into our committee reports. Next, Chairman Todd Lambert, Personnel Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee met on December 16th at 5:30 p.m. for some interviews. We have several boards with some openings. The first one was Ascension Parish Board of Adjustments and Appeals. We had one applicant, Mr. Stephen McGowan, and only one opening, so I think the board recommended going with Mr. Steve McGowan. Motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen.
Second.
Second by Councilman George Valentine. In discussion, any objection, motion carries.
Second, we had some openings. We had, for the Ascension Parish Library Board, which was one opening. Had some great applicants. It's unfortunate we only had one opening for it, and we decided to go with Ms. Kathy Robinson.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Oliver Joseph, second by Councilman Chris Lower. In discussion, any objection, motion carries.
Next, we had the Ascension Parish Tourist Commission, and the applicants that we recommended was Mr. Tony Larson and Ms. Uli Lejeune.
Motion.
We have a motion by Councilman Dempsey Lambert, second by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
That's the end of my report, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, we go into general business. Councilman Kent Shakespeare, please.
Yes, this is, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is for ask for acceptance of 72 feet on Wayne Floyd Road extension. This was an area actually that was a cleanup, I think. Is Mr. Fairchild here? Ronnie, can you explain to them how this came about?
Yes, in the past, there was a mistake in the footage, and we had 72 foot that was asphalt that wasn't on our parish maintenance system, and we just want to add that 72 foot.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Councilman Dempsey Lambert, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Next, we have we'll have a report by LSU Ag. Dwayne Nunez, please.
Thank you, Mr. Pat and Council, President Martinez. On the agenda, it says County Agent Dwayne Nunez. I want to make it clear, Ms. Desiree Dorris is the county agent in Ascension Parish. I certainly don't want to offend Desiree. She's doing a super job here. I'm now in Baton Rouge. I manage the John M. Parker facilities. I also run the state livestock and horse shows for the LSU Ag Center. It's been a long time since I come before you and asked you guys for anything. That's what I'm here to do tonight. As you know, we have the 2010 LSU Ag Center State Livestock Show scheduled for February 13th through the 20th at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. We've been doing that show there since 2004, but it's been a long road, and we're real excited that you guys are now the proud owners of that facility. We look forward to negotiating a long-term agreement with you all in the future. We've negotiated a one-year deal with President Martinez this year to do the show, and then we're going to come together after we see how it all falls out this year, and we're going to look at something long-term after we see how all the numbers pan out this year. But we do have a deal done for this year. We're happy to be here, and we look forward to being here for a very long time. This past summer, we were in a pretty rough spot, the Ag Center was. With the impending closure of Lamar Dixon, we were looking at having to relocate that state show. And we opened up for some facilities to send us some plans. And we got some real enticing plans, I want to be honest with you. There was even one in that group that was a zero cost offer. I mean, no cost for rental, no cost for labor, no cost for hotels, and a grant. It was real enticing. But to show you how much we want to stay here at Lamar Dixon, our administration held off on making that decision at that time. As enticing as it was, and with the budget situation as bleak as it was for us, we felt like this facility was grand enough. We wanted to hold out and try to work with you guys to stay here. And that's what we did, and we're real pleased to be here. And the reason we're here, we think it's the facility we can do the best job, and we can offer the best educational programs for the kids of Louisiana conducting that show. However, budget concerns do play a role in the decisions. When we met with the parish negotiating this, we talked about the possibility of possibly doing a grant this year, a one-year grant, to help us get through this budget situation. Of course, we did our same. We're going to pay the lease. We negotiated a deal for $80,000 for this year's show. But we talked about possibly a grant this year to get us through that first year. during these tough budget times, and we talked about a grant of $30,000 from the Parish Council to the State Livestock Show for 1 year. So I'm here tonight to ask you to entertain that idea, see if y'all would be willing to do that for us this 1 year. Just to give you some numbers on what kind of participation we have in that show. Last 3 to 5 years, we've had 5,000 to 7,000 4-H and FFA young people come to that show. Looking at the animals that we have pre-entered already this year, I can tell you it's going to be in the high end of that number. So we're going to be close to that 7,000 if we don't exceed it. We've done studies in the past on the impact of these shows on the local economies, and I can tell you that each one of these young people is going to bring 3 to 4 family members with them. So we can anticipate a crowd of 15,000 to 28,000 people coming into Ascension Parish over that 8-day period. So it is a tremendous impact to the economy. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to try and answer them at this time.
Councilman Joseph?
You're asking us to make a decision tonight about the $30,000?
I'm just bringing it before y'all so you know what we're asking for. I don't know how your process works, but I just wanted to put it out there and let you know that we are asking.
Councilman Kluart?
Dwayne, thank you very much.
You bet.
Coming forward. Thank you for giving the accolades to your staff and the folks and the local guys. We
bet.
appreciate your position, and I know the offer that you guys had. Thank y'all for sticking with us, fighting it on the state level. I want to thank the elected officials for helping us out on that also. Basically, our process is have to go through finance for review and things like that.
Okay.
Do you have some type of time frame that you're looking for that?
Well, my boss's time frame was probably last month. But, of course, we'll work with you to get it done on whatever time frame we need to.
Thank you, man.
You bet.
Councilman Shake Snyder?
I would, and I don't know if we need to put it in the form of a motion, but put it in the finance meeting agenda and take care of this, and let's move forward with the next council meeting so we can take care of this. I think everyone's in support of this.
Okay.
second that.
Okay, we got a motion by Councilman Shake Snyder, second by Councilman Chris Lower. In discussion, any objection, motion carries. Ms. Suzanne, would you make note of that? Also make note Councilman Kluart and Lower have arrived. Okay, sir.
Yes.
That'll be Thursday. The Finance Committee meeting will be next Thursday in
Next
Gonzales
Thursday?
at 6
I will
p.m.
be there, sir.
Okay?
At the courthouse.
Yes, thank you.
President Martinez?
I just also want to say that we negotiated that in good faith, and plus we are going to charge for parking for that event that hasn't been done before. So bring a little more money into the coffers. So we started that as of January, the big event where it's worth it. We certainly start charging parking.
Okay, sir.
Dwayne and I agreed to that. So.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, sir, thank you. Next, item number 11, Councilman Shake Snyder again, please.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Bell. This was something that had come up, and we were trying to get it set through because it's a renewal of the downtown development district that we have done the past 3 years, and we were going to get it on the December finance meeting, which was canceled, and so I think it'd be, after discussing, with a few of the councilmen, I think it'd be appropriate to go put it on the agenda for the finance meeting.
Okay,
And we'll
is
go
that
forward.
we have a motion by Councilman Kent Shake Snyder, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. In discussion, any objection, motion carries. Ms. Suzanne? Item 11B, we have our tax renewal for the West Bank drainage tax. I'll need a motion, or would you please come forward, Malcolm, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the council, this afternoon, the West Ascension Consolidated Gravity Drainage District held its meeting and passed 2 resolutions calling for a special election to be held May 1st, 2010, for the purpose of renewing two taxes, one for 4.6 mills for 5 years, and the other one for 5.33 mills for 5 years on the West Bank within the taxing district for the West Ascension Gravity Drainage District. Now I come to the council with asking that two resolutions be adopted by the council, granting approval to the drainage district to go forward with the elections.
So moved.
A motion by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Second by Councilman, second by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Any discussion, any objection? Resolution passes.
Thank you all very much.
All right, sir, thank you. Okay, next we'll move into our ordinance section, introduction of ordinances. Item 12, introduction of an ordinance amending Chapter 19, Section 11A of the Ascension Parish Code of Ordinances, permit and surety bond required for access to parish roads.
Move to introduce. Chairman.
Moved to introduce by Councilman George Valentine, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. In discussion, any objection, ordinance is introduced. 13, introduction of ordinance revoking the 5 foot of a 15-foot servitude transversion on lot 193 as shown on map entitled Perkins Oaks, Part 2, Ascension Parish, Louisiana. Motion by Councilman Randy Clore, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. We'll move in our public hearing ordinance section, reading of our ordinance. Ms. Tony?
The first ordinance, the purpose is to declare the below-described property as surplus and transfer title pursuant to a cooperative endeavor agreement attached hereto and made a part hereof. Whereas the Parish of Ascension owns a 1978 Ford FMC pumper truck with a vehicle identification number of F82JVAG 5527 that is surplus equipment and is no longer needed by the parish. Whereas the Village of Sicily Island has need for this equipment and is willing to offer valuable services to the Parish of Ascension in exchange for said equipment. Therefore be it ordained that the Ascension Parish Council, as the governing authority in and for the Parish of Ascension, does hereby declare the aforementioned vehicle to be surplus and authorize the conveyance and transfer of all rights, title, and interest in one 1978 Ford FMC fire truck bearing vehicle identification number F82JVAG 5527 to the Village of Sicily Island as is, and without warranty of any kind, for the terms and conditions as set forth in the cooperative endeavor agreement attached hereto and made a part thereof.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please. Motion by Councilman Todd Lambert. Second by Councilman Randy Clore. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward, sign in. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Motion to close.
Motion to close by Councilman Todd Lambert. Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance, please.
Motion approved.
Motion approved by Councilman Adrian Thompson, second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. In discussion, Councilman Lohr.
Just curious what the services in exchange for this were? What were the services that were they're providing in exchange for the equipment?
Some emergency, if the fire district has to displace such that providing
Any more discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Number 17, please.
Okay, the purpose of this ordinance is to authorize the exchange of certain immovable property owned by the Parish of Ascension for certain immovable property owned by the City of Gonzales for the purpose of completing the Roddy Road widening from LA 621 to LA 931 road construction project. Whereas the Parish of Ascension, through the Department of Public Works, has engaged in a road project entitled Roddy Road Widening from LA 621 to LA 931. And whereas the Parish of Ascension owns certain immovable property within said parish road project, more fully described in the attached act of exchange attached hereto and made a part hereof as Exhibit A. And whereas the City of Gonzales also owns certain immovable property within said parish road project, more fully described in the attached act of exchange having the same approximate value as said land owned by the Parish of Ascension. And whereas in order to complete said parish road construction project, it is the intent of both the City of Gonzales and the Parish of Ascension to make an even exchange of the two pieces of immovable property described in the attached act of exchange. Therefore, be it ordained that the Ascension Parish Council authorizes the transfer of certain immovable property owned by the Parish of Ascension to the City of Gonzales. In exchange, the Ascension Parish Council agrees to accept the transfer of certain immovable property owned by the City of Gonzales to the Parish of Ascension in accordance with the terms of the Act of Exchange document attached hereto and made a part hereof as Exhibit A, and the Local Services Agreement attached hereto and made a part hereof as Exhibit B. Be it further ordained that the exchange of the property is subject to approval by the parish attorney and contingent upon the City of Gonzales being able to deliver a good and merchantable title, and that Tommy Martinez, Parish President, is authorized to sign all necessary documents on behalf of the parish.
Motion to open public hearing, Councilman George Valentine, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Anyone wishing to speak on this item, come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. Motion to close public hearing by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Randy Cluard. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance, please.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Randy Cluard. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Number 20, please.
What number,
20.
20? This is the budget amendment number 7. This is an ordinance to amend the ordinance approving, adopting, and appropriating the 2009 operating and capital budgets for the Parish of Ascension, adopted by the Ascension Parish Council on the 20th day of November 2008. Section 1. The Ascension Parish Council hereby ordains that the ordinance approving, adopting, and appropriating the 2009 operating and capital budgets for the Parish of Ascension is hereby amended, approved, and appropriated as follows. Expenditures, appropriations, and grants, $246,659. To appropriate additional funds for the planning and design of environmental infrastructure improvements in Ascension Parish as prepared by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. These funds will be paid from the fund balance.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please. Councilman Todd Lambert makes the motion. Second by Councilman George Valentine. Anyone wish to speak on this item, come forward. Sign in, you'll be allowed 3 minutes. The motion to close public hearing by Councilman George Valentine. Second by Councilman Todd Lambert. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman George Valentine. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Before we get to Councilman Todd Lambert, I'd like to, as always, thank you, Clint and Lester. Thank you very much. Our deputy in the back, Mr. Charleston Demby, thank you, sir. Ms. Suzanne, thank you. And as always, Wade, thank you. So, Todd?
Motion adjourned, Mr. Chairman.
Motion adjourned by Councilman Todd Lambert. Second by Councilman Chris Lohr.